Alrighty, guys. Anyway, back. So, let's see. All right. So, what's up? We got Texas here. Different brands for. You can switch brands. I mean, you don't have to stay with one brand if you don't want to. Um, you can definitely switch. Just find what's good for you. Hi, Abida. How you doing? And Samara. I am from the USA. That's correct. Got Minnesota here. Skincare Andy, what's up? It's good to have you guys. Can you please list the products on the comment section? It's for all the people that came in late. So yeah, I can try to drop that on there for you guys. That's no problem. I'd be happy to. So my stuff today is pretty, again, just pretty basic stuff. X Pigment 2%. And it gives redness. So I haven't used that particular thing. You're welcome. Yeah, I don't feel complete without the cat cup, to be honest. And then let's see. So what questions you guys got today? I'm back down at the bottom. Feel free to hit me up. Norway too. So okay, we got Brown Carmen. So African American woman with melasma. I have had laser and chemical peels. Any suggestions? So like melasma or hyperpigmentation is kind of the wrinkles in skin color for people that have lighter skin tone. So usually people with darker skin have more trouble with hyperpigmentation than they do with wrinkles. It can be really hard to treat. Most experts agree that using lasers for hyperpigmentation tends to not be a good idea, because anytime you have lasers, you deal with heat, and heat can cause further hyperpigmentation. So for some people, it does help, but chemical peels are kind of the way to go. Now that's just a start to things. Using daily good skincare is really, really important. That's what's going to help maintain, the improvement from peels and things like that. So you got to be using a great sunscreen every single day, SPF 30 or better. You want something that's tinted, mineral based. That's going to give you the best protection. And then you probably want some kind of ongoing hyperpigmentation fighting skincare routine. And something that might be real good for you is actually this product. It's called Faded. It's by a company called Topicals. This is actually a black owned skincare brand, and it has like 5 active ingredients for fighting hyperpigmentation. So this would be something I would consider looking into and using in your regimen maybe 3 nights a week or so. So that's a really good question, Carmen. So did I just start my live stream? So yeah, I started it at noon, and then I had a little hiccup. It looked like it wasn't running right on Twitch and YouTube, so I restarted it. Best vitamin C, I think generally people think that the best vitamin C is SkinCeuticals. I would generally agree with them on that. Muesli, I haven't actually used. What do you think about the COSRX AHA BHA Daily Toner? So I haven't used that product in particular, but having AHA BHAs in your regimen, going regular, like if you're using it in a toner, generally I don't recommend a toner, but that's a nice way to fight either acne or hyperpigmentation going forward. So I think that's a nice thing to use. Of course it can be a little drying, so you want to just take it easy and not overdo it. So maybe for you, using it, a few times a week is good enough for you. You may not need to use it every single day. So we got someone that just started up with some retinol. This is Marita. So just started with retinol, only used it once, normal to red, to start to lose skin around my eyes. So yeah, so their skin around the eyes, the periorbital area or the corners of the mouth, the corners of the nose are very, very likely to get irritated and dry from starting a retinol or retinoid. So that's very common to see. You got to just increase your moisturizer. Make sure that you're doing using a moisturizer at least twice a day, and you only maybe want to use the retinol in the beginning every other night or so, and then increase it to nightly as tolerated. For eye puffiness, that's, there's a lot of good eye creams over the counter. One of the cheapest ones that I like is the Ordinary Caffeine Eye Serum, so you could get that. Some of the nice like cool eye rollers, you can use those. I have some of those in my freezer, and you can kind of put that, and that vasoconstrictor kind of clamps those blood vessels down and kind of gets some of that fluid to go away. Makeup sunscreen. So for under makeup sunscreen. So Sweet Home Alabama says she's wanting to know about a sunscreen you can put under the makeup. There's none better than Tizo, Tizo. They make a makeup primer. I think it's like an SPF 50 or so. Trying to see if I had it easily accessible here. But it's a primer you put under your makeup, so it makes your makeup go on super smooth, and it feels great. So I would recommend that Tizo. Dandruff or dry skin, eyebrows. Let's see. Dandruff or dry skin under eyebrows. Any possible solutions? So usually if you're having dandruff problems that are actually on your dandruff product that are on your eyelids or like around the corners of your mouth and things, that's usually something we call seborrheic dermatitis. And one thing that you might find that's helpful is using a little Nizoral cream that you can get over the counter. It's 1% cream. It's ketoconazole is the brand name, or sorry, the actual drug name. But you can find that, and you can try that a couple times a day. Usually it's not something that we cure as much as just treat and take care of bit to bit there. So Millie around the eyes, joke but seriously ask. So for that, you need to see a dermatologist in person, and you can pay a small cosmetic fee, and they can actually take care of that for you in the office, and you can leave safe and happy. I do want to answer a question coming from YouTube, and this is from PChem. So PChem says, are mineral sunscreens better than chemical or combination sunscreen for dry acne-prone skin? I don't necessarily think so. A lot of people don't like chemical sunscreens. I use a mix of a chemical and physical sunscreen every single day. So that's kind of what I do. But I think that you just got to find what works for you. Tinted sunscreens are definitely going to give you a little bit more protection from visible light. That's important if you have trouble with hyperpigmentation, things like that. And then I want to answer one other question from Emily Dang on YouTube. Can I use benzoyl peroxide and the ordinary azelaic acid in the same morning routine? So you can. Yeah, that's no problem at all. You can do that. So yeah, that's no problem. So let's see. I'm going to scroll it down here. Eye cream. So look into, again, this is from Irene. So you can get the Ordinary Caffeine Eye Serum. That's super cheap and easy. If you're wanting to spend a little bit more money, you can get, look into Neocutis or Elastin. Those are all real good eye creams. Red skin and cheeks. So Breely asked about red skin. So sometimes if you're having redness, getting a cosmetic laser done is a really nice option because it kind of removes that permanently for you. But you want to make sure, see a dermatologist, see maybe if you have rosacea and that. And we've talked about dark circles. Yeah, good. And then Emily says, does CeraVe foaming facial cleanser help with oily skin? So yeah, that's one of my favorite cleansers actually for oily skin is the CeraVe foaming facial cleanser. It's really, really good. It's nice. Either that or the cream to foam I think is really nice for oily skin. For some people, like the gentle hydrating cleanser, it doesn't kind of foam up or lather up as much, and some people don't feel as clean with that, but it is incredibly gentle. So what's a good moisturizer for dry skin? You could just use the good old CeraVe moisturizing cream. Awesome. Great option. That's one of my favorites. The La Roche-Posay Tolarian Double Repair is also really good. La Roche-Posay Tolarian Double Repair is another one you can do. So Stephanie says, I use vitamin C by the ordinary and it burned. Is that normal? So yeah, definitely some burning, tingling, or itching is very common with that. Especially their 23% vitamin C and their 30% vitamin C. Those are really high concentrations, and arguably, do you need to use one that highly concentrated? Maybe not. I did use the 23% for, I went through a whole bottle of it. I really liked it. It gave an amazing glow. I thought it was a really nice and a very affordable as well. So I think that was great. Your skin does tend to get used to it, I will say. It just takes a little bit of time. So keep the faith, and if you keep using it, usually it tends to get better. Christina AF says, can you recommend what chemical peel to get to combat wrinkles and hyperpigmentation? So we often use like TCA peels, but you need to see a dermatologist and have them look at your particular skin and skin type, and they can make the best recommendation. Can I use Retin-A with Ordinary Buffet? You certainly can. This is from Talsil. Can I use it? Yeah, you can do that. I know I can't use it with vitamin C, and I actually do use it with vitamin C, but I don't use it. You don't want to use like super like high potency vitamin C and peptides, but I think it would be just fine. Red light therapy help fine lines. I mean, I know a lot of people claim that. I can't say that the science is great for it. There's a lot of devices out there that may not be you may spend a lot of money and it may not help, but blue light can have some antibacterial effects, and so yeah, I don't know if I spend the money. I think some of the over-the-counter skincare products probably would do better for you. And then Danny Lee 05, skincare routine for comedonal acne, please. So this is a real common question. So skincare routine for comedonal acne. So comedonal acne is basically whiteheads, blackheads. And the gold standard for treatment of that type of acne is using a retinoid. So retinoid that you can get over the counter is adapalene by La Roche-Posay. And it does take about 6 to 8 weeks to work. You start a little pea-sized amount. You treat your whole face. You cannot spot treat with this. You're not going to get anywhere with spot treating. So you want to use that at bedtime. In the morning, you could use something that's a little comedolytic, meaning it kind of opens up those clogged pores, blackheads, whiteheads, like the CeraVe 4% benzoyl peroxide cleanser. That's a real nice option for you. So that's really the two things you need. At bedtime, you can use a normal gentle cleanser like the CeraVe foaming cleanser if you're oily, or the CeraVe cream to foam cleanser. Any of those are good. And then Lisa says she's 47, never use retinoids. If I start using it, will I see some benefits? You'll definitely see benefits. It's definitely not too late to start. You'll be really happy you started when you look back and you're 67 and you look back, you're going to look great. It definitely slows the aging process. It helps with fine lines and wrinkles, hyperpigmentation. It's fantastic. So, how can you get rid of, so this is Bree. Ask about how can you get rid of spider marks on the inner thighs. So you want to see a dermatologist in person, and they could potentially do can do some injections for you. We call it sclerotherapy. And if they're little superficial spider veins, they kind of just irritate those and make them collapse down on themselves. It's a pretty quick procedure. Usually takes a couple treatments, but that's a good option for you on that front. Mineral SPF spray. I'm not actually familiar with one, Hazel. And then Iconic, the routine I just talked about for acne. I know you're in high school and but that would be a really good option for you. And then XBXXX, can I use vitamin C and alpha-arbutin? You can. I'm gonna scroll back down to the bottom here. So PChem on YouTube says, what kind of chemical exfoliation would you recommend for dry skin with acne? And I would recommend, I would recommend using a lactic acid. So that's a type of alpha hydroxy acid. It tends to come from milk, but some places, they don't, it doesn't actually come from milk, but you can put that on. It's a little bit hydrating in a way, but it also is a good chemical exfoliant. So that's a good question. What sunscreen do I recommend for oily skin? Elta MD UV Clear. It is like literally the best sunscreen there is. I will say that that La Roche-Posay does make a couple different sunscreens now that are kind of matte, so that would also probably be a good option for you. I haven't used them as much as Elta, so I don't tend to recommend those as much, although I do like their sunscreens too. PDO threads are awesome. Snowflex, they dissolve over time. They come in either just straight or barbed, so you can actually have somebody put them in and actually give you a nice lift to help accentuate your jawline or help with like slack skin and jowls. So PDO threads, if you've watched any videos on PDO threads, it is a little bit intense and usually you're awake for it. So, but I think patients do just fine with it. It's kind of cool. And they've been around for a while, but they seem to be becoming more popular in the United States now. What would you recommend to help treat acne scarring on both sides of the jawline? Well, the one thing that you can do that's going to be the best for you is at bedtime, you can use adapalene from La Roche-Posay. Like I said, that's going to have anti-acne effects, but it's also going to have help in remodeling those scars and turning over your skin cells and making those scars look a little bit better. So I appreciate all of you guys for watching. Again, I'm on Twitch right now. I'm on YouTube. On Twitch and YouTube, I have like high def audio and video. So if you guys want to join me there, that's fine. You can ask questions on any of these platforms. I also have a YouTube channel. So SwolMD Skincare over there, where I do like 3 to 5 minute videos. So where TikTok, I can only do about 15 seconds or so. I can do much longer videos there. So you can hit me up there if you'd like. And then I have my Instagram as well, which is mostly cross posting from TikTok to Instagram for the people that don't use it. So, but I'd be happy for you guys to join me on any of those platforms. I do go live every Sunday at 12 Eastern. And then the other thing is I post new videos on YouTube every Thursday at 7 p.m. So, and I'm always taking ideas for videos. If you have questions, always ask. I always do a little bit better about answering questions in the comment section rather than direct messages, because I am like literally miserably behind on Instagram DMs, and there's no way I'll probably ever be able to catch up. So let's see. So is vitamin C good for wrinkles? It is really good for wrinkles. It's probably the second best thing you can, or the third best thing you can do. Sunscreen is number 1. Number 2 would be using your adapalene at bedtime, or your other retinoid, and then your vitamin C is going to be your third thing. It helps stabilize the collagen that we have, and it helps form new collagen for you. So, Dana asked, what brand do you suggest for the exfoliant? I think she's referring probably to the lactic acid I was talking about. I think the Ordinary would be a nice option for you. It's very cheap, but you can find lactic acid from a lot of different people. Ordinary has like a 5% and a 10% lactic acid. I think either one would be just fine for you. Sahara asks, we should see a dermatologist get procedures like lasers and Botox. Is it safe to get these things done by a plastic surgeon? I think it certainly is. Ideally, if you go to an office, you maybe want the doctor doing some of these procedures. So the lasers, the Botox, and that. Some office, it's everywhere is different, but I think I always mention seeing a dermatologist, because that's what I am. I know that we're trained in it, but plastic surgeons, certainly there's a big degree of overlap in some of our skills. So I think that's totally fine. And then Tom says, do you recommend a good antioxidant serum? The Ordinary is resveratrol, and ferulic acid makes my skin itchy and red. So, so I think, honestly, if you're looking at antioxidants, I think just using vitamin C is really the best thing, because it has the most data behind it. As far as, it helps with photosensitivity, so it can help with that, but it's also one of the best antioxidants. So I would recommend that. Vitamin E has some research for it too. So that those are all nice options for you. But I would focus on your vitamin C's, maybe than a combination antioxidant cream. And then Hannah says, big fan. Well, thanks so much. Dry, sensitive, want to start retinol. How to baby step into it, please? So this is a common question we get. Basically, what you want to do, whether it's a retinol or retinoid, is you want to treat your entire face. You want to use only a pea-sized amount, and you want to put it on your skin and then apply a moisturizer afterwards. And then you want to start it like 3 days a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then increase it to nightly as tolerated. So that is what I recommend for you. And maybe you find that 4 or 5 days a week is your sweet spot. And that's fine. You know, you don't have to be using it every day. If dryness and irritation are keeping you from doing it, you know, then it's better to apply it less frequently but consistently. So Capricorn, hormonal cystic acne routine, please. You're welcome, Tom. Always happy to help. So hormonal cystic acne routine, please. So I will say with cystic or hormonal acne, very frustrating, you know. So hormonal acne tends, and I got a great YouTube video on this, but it tends to come up on the chin and the jawline. Usually women in their 30s or so start having it. So usually you have to see a dermatologist because it's going to require things like birth control or other medicines like spironolactone to help get this under control. Some people even need isotretinoin or Accutane, which can be a permanent cure for acne. You do have a pretty hard time controlling hormonal or cystic acne just with topical therapies. So it's always good to start some topical therapies like CeraVe, 4% benzoyl peroxide cleanser, and adapalene. But I don't think you're going to get the best results for you there. So let's see. So is mild soap okay for hormonal acne? Yeah, I would use like the CeraVe benzoyl peroxide cleanser. You don't want to use one that is too strong. So 10% is probably too strong and irritating. You could use the 4%. I think that would be a real nice option for you. A cream to prevent wrinkles under the eyes. So I would look into Neocutis. I think that's a real nice option for you. And then I'm going to start loading in some more questions here. Lighten scars. So if scars are red, they can be treated with lasers. If they're dark, you could use something like adapalene at bedtime, and that's going to help turn over those skin cells and help remodel those scars a little faster. And then dark circles, Shirley asked. So I would look into either the ordinary caffeine eye serum or Neocutis or Elastin. I really love the Neocutis eye creams, but they're kind of expensive. Dry cracked lips. My favorite things for that are Vaseline, Eucerin, Aquaphor. All those are really nice options. Let's see. So PChem says, is polyhydroxy acid better than lactic acid for dry skin with acne? I don't necessarily think so. I really like the lactic acid. And then, yeah, if there are some lip balms too that have ammonium lactate in it or lactic acid. So for the dry cracked lips, that would be another option for you. Can you put vitamin C under your eyes? You can do that. You can put them under your eyes. And it can be irritating though. So if you're using a really high concentration one, I mean, like I personally do it. If you get an irritation, of course you got to back off. But so BBZ, I'm from a huge fan from Dubai. Any solution for mild broken capillaries on the cheeks and sides of the nose? Well, I can promise you, you would be so happy if you saw a dermatologist. They'll probably have a PDL laser, pulse dye laser, V-beam is a brand name. They can literally go through and just snap away those blood vessels and you can have permanent removal of them with only a few treatments. It's very quick and easy. It doesn't really hurt that much or anything. And that would be a real nice option for you. So, and I'm sure you could find one out there in Dubai. Thoughts on the Polish Choice 2% BHA liquid toner? I think it's a nice option. Good way to get some beta hydroxy acids on the skin. Definitely can help a little bit with acne too. Kind of keep things opened up, keep your pores from getting clogged in that. So I think that's a good option. Dark spots on the face. I have a really nice hyperpigmentation video on YouTube. You can check that out. The question is, you know, what are the dark spots come from? Are they from, you know, scarring? Are they from inflammation that's old? Are they from melasma? So there's a whole lot of different things you can have on your face, and it's a good idea to talk to a dermatologist in person so you can get an accurate diagnosis. Sunscreen was always a good option for you. You know, a tinted mineral-based sunscreen is going to help dark spots fade faster. So JNN912 says the tretinoin didn't work for me. What should I use? So a couple things about that. So tretinoin is not something that you're going to see while you might get dry and irritated pretty quickly. It's not something you're going to see immediate results from. It's going to be one of those things when you look back 10 years from now, like you're 10 years from now, and you look back and you're like so happy you started it, because it is all about consistency and long term. So there are some stronger retinoids like tazarotene or Tazorac, so that would be an option too, but most people don't tolerate those. Now, if you're somebody that's really oily, then maybe you could get away with it. Can Accutane cause really bad flushing and rosacea afterwards? I don't find that it causes rosacea. I feel like people that have rosacea, you know, can have rosacea, but it definitely causes dryness and redness when you're on it. But then your oil production in your skin is decreased permanently after you come off of it. So your skin may be a little bit more dry than it normally is. You may not be as oily as you were. So that all can happen. Dark circles, tippy, dry cracked lips. Again, we said Vaseline, Eucerin, Aquaphor. Dark circles we talked about. So let's see. Under eye dark circles because glasses, work, and computer screen. This is Suck Deep. So for those concerns, it can be a challenge. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the follow, Dana. That's awesome. Or Dieter, actually. Thank you. And Dana, I'm glad you like the Sunday videos. You're welcome. Always happy to help, and I hope you can join next time. Dark under eye circles because the glasses, work, and computer screen. So this can be challenging because dark under eyes can be a lot of things. You could be seeing the blood vessels that are under the thin skin of your eyelid. You know, you could have hollowing that causes a shadow there. So like volume loss there. And then, you know, so there's a lot of different things that can cause it. So you got to find out exactly what is causing it. One of the best places you can start is just using an eye cream. But some people do need procedural things like fillers or lasers to help with under eye. So what is the order of how products should be applied? So I'm actually posting a video on that exact topic on YouTube this Thursday. So I would check that out. And I go through the exact order of how things should be applied, but in the short of it is thinnest to thickest. So start with your thinner products like serums and stuff, and then you move up to your creams and moisturizers. And then for some people that use ointments on their face, you do that last. So that would be your way to do it. Should primer be applied before moisturizer? I don't know. That's actually a good question. So I feel like primer, it's kind of nice having primer on your skin and then going with your makeup and stuff right away. The moisturizer is probably going to make that a little tacky. So I don't know. I'd have to defer to some of my the lady dermatologist on here, like Skin Doc Mina. You can check her out. Maybe ask that makeup question to her. I think that'd be a good option. Skin Doc Mina. And then, so I'm 35, cystic acne on the chin. This is Jay Witten. Chin hair started pluck, which causes more hormonal. So yeah, I mean, you're 35. If you're having some cystic acne and excessive hair growth on the face, then that is a little suspicious for maybe a hormonal component being involved. Maybe your testosterone levels are a little up. Some people with like polycystic ovarian, polycystic ovaries and that can have these troubles. I will say laser hair removal is one of the best things for that chin hair because then you don't have to pluck or worry about any dark spots or anything like that. But you may want to talk to your OBGYN or a dermatologist to see if there's anything they can do for the cystic acne. Sometimes, again, like I said, the birth control pills sometimes help people, or there's other things like spironolactone, which kind of blocks the testosterone effects in hair follicles and that. So let's see how to reduce smile lines. So this is Trisha Jacob. So to reduce smile lines, you pretty much what we do is you end up doing fillers. And historically, how people would do it is you'd have smile lines and they'd go through and they'd inject filler in the smile line itself, right? Well, now we usually tend to start by, helping volume loss and deficits that are in the cheeks and things. And when we fill the cheeks, you actually soften the smile lines because you kind of elevate that skin. So seeing a dermatologist, seeing what's right for you, most people either, would do like a hyaluronic acid filler. It's not too bad of a procedure, quick, easy injections. Let's see, retinol recommendations. So you could just use, if you want cheap and easy, you could go with a CeraVe retinol. For most people, I just tell them to get La Roche-Posay adapalene. But that's actually a retinoid. It's a little bit stronger, a little bit more effective. It helps with acne and gives you all the benefits of retinol. So I would do that. Wrinkles under the eye. This is from Florita. So for wrinkles under the eye, I would recommend Botox around the eye, especially the crow's feet area, which is this lateral part of the eye. Or even if you have fine wrinkles under the eye, you can do a drop of Botox under there to help kind of fade those. But otherwise, using a good retinol containing eye cream would be about your best bet. So from Katrina, she started tretinoin recently. She's taking it slow 2 times a week, but before I use adapalene, different once every other day. So I was wondering, on the days that I'm not using tretinoin, can I use adapalene? So I think that unnecessarily complicates it a little bit. If you have tretinoin, that is a bit stronger, I would say, of a retinoid. So if you can tolerate using that, I think you're better using the tretinoin. And I think you could probably bump it up 3 nights a week, but you just got to make sure you're using a good amount of moisturizer and things too. So would doxycycline help with hormonal acne? So this is from Berta. So we do prescribe doxycycline very frequently for acne, and it's because it's also anti-inflammatory. So it helps fight, the acne component, the bacterial component of acne, but it's also anti-inflammatory, so it can help, yes. And then Jay Dangerous says, is tinted sunscreen good for black African-American person? Should be a clear regular sunscreen. I think if you can find a tinted sunscreen that works with your skin type, and for most people what I do is I recommend that they go to like Ulta or something like that, and there's all the sunscreens that are open and able to be sampled, and you can actually try it on your skin and kind of see how it feels and looks on your skin, rather than going through the process of buying and having to like return or waste your money on sunscreens that just don't work for your skin type. So I love tinted sunscreens. You just have to see if you can find one that works good for you. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down here again. Let's see. How long after laser hair removal can an individual use lactic acid based lotions? I'd give it a week or so, just give it a little bit of time. What can't you use vitamin C with? This is Roja. So vitamin C, the only real thing is like niacinamide. And that's even a big argument, right? Some people don't believe it, but if you have real high concentrated vitamin C and niacinamide, then that may not be a good option for you. And then Ambreen Brown says, hello. Hi there, Ambreen. Retinol serum, good. This is Hazel Maylove's Moonlight Retinol Serum. So I haven't used it, but I'd say if you're not using any type of retinol, that's one of the best things you can do for your skin. So I would recommend just getting on that as soon as you possibly can. Again, though, I like the La Roche-Posay adapalene. That's like one of my favorites. So, can I use a retinoid and niacinamide at the same time? That's from Lasaraya. You definitely can. It's a good idea. PRP is a good option for sagging skin. It can help with fine lines and wrinkles and things like that. But it's not going to really tighten your skin. So it's not going to really tighten things. So that may not necessarily work for you. But it is a pretty nice treatment. And then let me see here. There's a couple things here. So Aaron, thanks for joining on Twitch, by the way. Oh, Aaron. So Aaron's hit me with the question of acute management of Steven Johnson syndrome, like in the middle of surgery. Well, I wouldn't imagine that it would hopefully like present in the middle of surgery. Usually I think the people are going to have some signs that something's going awry before you get them on the table. But there's a couple of ways. Some institutions treat Steven Johnson syndrome with steroids, but you do have an increased risk of having infections and stuff like that when they're using steroids. Thanks so much, Hangman. Appreciate the follow. So some people use steroids, but that's pretty much fallen out of favor. A lot of things is conservative management of these people. So you're going to be protecting your skin barrier. You're going to be applying ointment, changing their dressings, trying to prevent infection. Trying to make sure they don't get dehydrated, get like a AKI, kidney injury. If their if the eyes are super involved, sometimes they'll do, the optho can see them, of course, and actually do like a membrane in there to try to prevent that. I don't even know what that sound means. So that sometimes we use a medicine called cyclosporin, and that's medicine, that's an anti-inflammatory, immunosuppressing medicine, and sometimes we'll use that for people. But more often than not, we end up just watching things and taking care of them and say, try to prevent infection and such. So for women and stuff, it's important to get OBGYN involved too, because they can have even scarring and stuff, and strictures and things like that in the vaginal canal from all the inflammation and that too. So, but good question, Aaron. You hit me with the hardest one of the day. So, is Grand Active Retinoid? This is Nikayla. Is it good for acne? So I think there's better options. Technically, it probably would work for you, but I would get like something like adapalene from Differin or La Roche-Posay. I think that's your better option. So. See here. Psoriasis on the arms. Salmon ask. So for that, you need to see a dermatologist in person. Usually we're going to use a topical steroid cream if it's that localized. On the arms, I couldn't make a direct recommendation, but you'd have to see a dermatologist in person. Do that. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because the stream went down, and then I don't know. That sucks. But yeah, I tried to link my Instagram directly to the YouTube feed, but the feed messed up, so I think it's linked now to a dead link, unfortunately. The highest retinoid percent product OTC. So the adapalene is 0.1%. But the percentage maybe doesn't mean a whole lot, just depending, because the, every product is different, and it's just like steroids and stuff that we use. Some of them are like 0.1, 0.05, and that doesn't necessarily mean a lot because the potency can be different depending on what steroid it actually is and also what it's mixed with. When I use vitamin C and sunscreen, it balls up. What am I doing wrong? Well, I don't know what vitamin C and sunscreen you're using. I would recommend using Elta MD UV Clear, because it's awesome sunscreen and it doesn't really ball up. And then the vitamin C, again, it depends on what you're doing. Sometimes you know, you want to be definitely applying your vitamin C first and then your sunscreen over the top of it. So you want to make sure you're doing that. I would try to let your vitamin C kind of sink in and dry before you put on your sunscreen as well. But you may need to try a different brand. So Jackie says, do I need to put on witch hazel 2 times a day? Definitely not. No need for witch hazel. I would knock that out of your routine. La Roche-Posay doesn't have adapalene in France. That is super sad. I guess it all depends on where stuff's where stuff's available. I mean, the Canadian people here too have the same struggle, which is real sad. And then, what do you recommend for melasma spots? So again, I think this is a real nice combo product called Faded, and you can use this for melasma, dark spots, hyperpigmentation. This is a great option for that. So I'd recommend do something like that, and then you want to use your Alta MD or your mineral tinted sunscreen every day. Does vitamin C need to contain an acid to be effective? No, you don't have to have that. Home LED therapy, I'm looking more into this because there are a couple devices on the market, like the Furio devices, and they have blue light and they have red light on it. And I'd like to look more into it because blue light certainly can be helpful for acne patients and things like that. So Marsh says crepey skin under the eyes. So again, your best bet pretty much is a good eye cream like the CeraVe eye cream, or you could look at the caffeine ordinary eye serum or Neocutis. All those are real nice options for you, and some of them are very affordable. Can I use adapalene and Duac together? I'm also on limicycline. So actually, I've never even heard of limicycline, but I imagine it's related to Doxy or something. Adapalene and Duac. So Duac, I think Duac, the brand name is clindamycin benzoyl peroxide and adapalene. So you definitely can use those things together. That's no problem. So I appreciate you guys all watching. One of the things that's super helpful is if people share the stream. That helps to reach more people, help more people get their best skin. So if you want to share the stream, feel free. Remember that I am live every Sunday at noon on YouTube and Twitch and TikTok. So you can hit me up there. And then I drop new videos every Thursday at 7 p.m. So you can do that. Thanks for the share. Yeah, so you can check out any of those. I got 3 to 5 minute YouTube videos up on YouTube because a little bit I can put out longer videos on there rather than the TikTok 15-second videos. So, and you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm happy to help you guys. Thanks so much, Kat. So I'm not quite done yet, but I just wanted to tell you guys that before you go. One other thing is I am going to be doing a $275 skincare giveaway on this Thursday's YouTube video. So if you don't follow me on YouTube, if you want to follow, I'm giving away $275 of skincare products on the next YouTube video to celebrate 500 subscribers on YouTube. So if you guys want to check that out, I'd love for one of you guys to win it. So let's see. So Irene bought the La Roche-Posay Hyalo B5 and the Retinol B3. Cool. I think those are real nice options. You'll find that the B5 is super fragrance, so hopefully the fragrance doesn't bother you. But I think that's a great option for you there. Thanks so much, Gujat. I appreciate it. Best cream for wrinkles, Brian asks. So you want to be using vitamin C serum. I like the Vichy vitamin C. I think that's a real nice option. And then at bedtime, you want to be using adapalene. So that's another real nice one. I'm sorry to hear it. Tara says she can't use ordinary products. They ball up and flake. And maybe you have really dry skin, but not every product works for every person. It's pretty tough. So let's see. Oh yeah, Okay, so we talked about Katrina's question already. Okay. So, let's see. Tanvi Patel, would you recommend Maylev's vitamin C? So everyone's asking about Maylev, so I think I'm going to have to try it out because I still haven't tried it. I think that if you're using any type of L-ascorbic acid, I mean, I think that's a very important part of your regimen. It's the top 3 recommendations. Sahara, happy Super Bowl Sunday, everyone. I agree. Who's everybody rooting for? Is the faded cream and tretinoin cream. So JJ just asked, is faded, the one I showed you guys, the same as tretinoin? Totally different. So the faded cream has a bunch of anti-hyperpigmentation things in it, like tranexamic acid, kojic acid, azelaic acid, and that. Tretinoin is absolutely totally different class. It's a retinoid, so it's totally different. Is chemical exfoliation necessary? PChem ask. Not for, like, you don't have to do it, but I think if you're having, I think it's a nice part of a routine. It's not in my top 3, but it's in my top 5 probably, so. Oh, thanks, Aaron. Wait, is Tampa in the Super Bowl? That's the Bucks. That's okay. Oh, okay, Aaron, that makes sense. Yeah, we're rooting for the Chiefs, Aaron, so, yeah. I didn't know it was Tampa, but that makes sense. Doctor, yeah, he says R.I.P. Thanks. Yeah, rip. No, that makes sense. So, how do you deal with the anticipation of waiting to hear back from dental school? I'm going nuts. Oh my gosh, Diana. Yeah, that is real. That is like a really horrible process. Applying to med school, waiting for your MCAT score, waiting for interviews, waiting. You get waitlisted. You just got to take it day by day. It's hard. My YouTube channel, so Lashraya. So YouTube channel, if you search Swole MD on YouTube, you'll find it. But it's Swole MD Skincare. And you can definitely find that. So Swole MD Skincare. The link is in my bio on TikTok. So if you guys are wanting to get involved in that $275 skincare giveaway, if you just go to my TikTok profile, click the link, my YouTube link's right there. Actually, I don't have it up right now. Sorry. You may have to find it on Instagram. But if you just search Swole MD on YouTube, you'll find it. So it'll be there. It is linked in my Instagram, though. Deep lines on the forehead, Pretty Blue Eyes says. So for that, you have to do Botox. Botox it's amazing. It's going to fade those out. Sometimes people have static lines that are there even when they're resting. But I find that even my static lines are a whole lot better when I have Botox. Like, I have etched in lines, but if I have Botox, they just kind of melt away. Let's see. Yep, another giveaway already. I know it. I had to support all the people on YouTube and Twitch, so I wanted to do another one. Shelly, I hope to see you back. And then says skincare sampler. I use ordinary lactic acid on damp skin due to the HA. Is that okay? Yeah, it's great. If you're enjoying it, that's totally good. And I agree. That's got to feel ultra hydrating. That's probably going to feel wonderful. So Dawn says AMPM regimen, order of application. So big question. Wow. Okay, Dawn. Trying to get it all out of me. So, all right. So Dawn, here we go. Get ready. So for YouTube. So start with a good cleanser like CeraVe Cream to Foam Cleanser. Okay. Then you want to apply a vitamin C serum. Okay. After that. This is the most important thing. So this is Vichy Vitamin C Serum. You can apply that afterwards. And then after you apply your vitamin C, you want to use Elta MD UV Clear Sunscreen, tinted. Okay, Elta MD UV Clear. And that's pretty much your morning routine. At bedtime, again, you just want to use your cleanser again. Okay, and then you want to apply adapalene, which is your retinoid. This is like one of the best things you can do for anti-aging. It helps with dark spots, fine lines, wrinkles. And then finally, right before bed, you want to use CeraVe or any other oil-free, non-comedogenic moisturizer. So that's a perfect skincare routine. It's probably going to be less than $100. It's going to last you for months. So I hope that helps, Dawn. That was a real good question. Injuries on the face. So you could see a dermatologist in person. That's going to give you probably your best options, because sometimes they can do peels or microneedling and things like that. You're welcome, Dawn. Happy to help. Let's see. Slight sagging the eyelids and neck. So you just got to pick up an eye cream like the CeraVe eye cream or Neocutis. As far as the neck, there's a real nice cream from Alastin, and they make a neck cream, which is a great one. You can use the Devin, you can use the tretinoin on your knee. That's no problem. Hazel 82 are peptides and ceramides necessary in late 30s. So peptides are like a bonus option. That's something that's maybe in my top 5 for skincare recommendations. It's not top 3. Ceramides you're going to find in a whole lot of moisturizers and things like that, and they definitely can be helpful as well. So I think those are good things to have, but not necessarily absolutely needed. Best toner for, let's see. So, okay. Silvana says, we see nothing that you share. I think it was because I was showing it to the YouTube camera, so that's probably why. I apologize. Is the Elta MD tinted sunscreen as good as the clear? So I actually have UV clear tinted, and it's awesome. So this is the UV clear. It's tinted, and it is awesome. It's great. It's the best. Thank you, Jasmine. Appreciate it. Hydrofacial while on adapalene, okay? Yeah, that should be just fine for you. Any hydrating toner? I'm from Rice Toner, Benton Snail Bee High. So best toner for mature skin. So I'm actually using one by It Cosmetics right now, and I do like it. I'm not somebody that typically uses a toner, but I have been doing it, and I've really liked it. So if you're looking for a toner, that would be a nice option. But if you can find you a toner also that's like an AHA toner, so alpha hydroxy acid, that's going to help you with wrinkles, dark spots, and things like that too. So I'm reviewing a few products right now from Drunk Elephant, so that they have some AHA toners and things. Okay, let's see. Bakuchiol as a retinol alternative, you definitely can do that. It doesn't have as much research or support, but that's a fine option if you're unable to use retinols and things, okay? Can I use alpha-arbutin, tranexamic acid, or azelaic acid for dark underarm? So the sad part is most of those things aren't probably going to help you in that area, because dark underarms tend to be caused by thickening of the skin rather than actual pigment. So Gata, you're welcome. Happy to help. So anyway, dark underarms are caused by thickened up skin. So you actually want to use something like ammonium lactate or amlactin for those. That's going to be your best bet, and it's going to work better than any of the typical hyperpigmentation treatments that we do. Best brand for a serum. So a serum is just like a type of fluid. So serum isn't really like descriptive. It depends are you talking about, an niacinamide serum? You're talking about vitamin C serum? You're talking about peptide serum. So if you're looking for, something that I would rank up the highest, it would be a vitamin C serum like Vichy, and you can use their Vichy vitamin C, and that's a nice serum. So I'm in Indianapolis. Yo, I love La Roche-Posay. You and me both. Let's see. And then I had a message from one of my buddies, Josh. He just messaged and asked if his forehead is super shiny, what kind of powder he should use. So for that, there's a Sheer Matte 30 Color Science powder. Now, this is a great way for one to reapply your sunscreen over makeup, but also it has kind of like that oil absorbing property. So you can hit that on there. And so say you're leaving the office and you want to touch up your sunscreen, you can do that. Or it can help with that kind of oiliness throughout the day. So I think this is a real nice option for people. Josh, that'd be perfect for you, buddy. Let's see. Cystic breakouts. So for cystic breakouts, Maddie, again, you got to see a dermatologist, and you have to usually get actual prescription treatments. Topical treatments probably aren't going to get you there, so you're probably going to need more. Best glycolic face wash started Retin-A. So definitely you want to make sure you're used to the you're used to the Retin-A and your skin's used to it. I actually haven't used any glycolic face washes, but I am working on trying one right now from Drunk Elephant. So treatment for keratosis, very complicated. You know, it's really hard to treat, so it's something you're going to want to establish with a dermatologist. So, you know, and get treatment from them. You know, it's really, really hard to treat. So La Roche-Posay vitamin C and B5. I really like the B5. It feels super hydrating. It is a little bit like tacky on the skin, but I love it. And as long as you don't mind fragrance, I think that's a nice option. So Katie says stubborn brown age spot on the side of the face. I would see a dermatologist. There might be some nice procedural options. And Kat, you're welcome. Recommendations for pore minimization. This is from Cub Fan. So as most of you guys know, because you're all skincare fiends, so pore size is genetically determined. So, you know, you're going to have pores. Pores are normal, but you can improve the appearance of them through a few things. You can use a gentle keratolytic, comedolytic cleanser like salicylic acid. So Inculus makes one, or Vichy makes one that's a 0.5. You can use your alpha hydroxy acid toners, which sometimes can help the appearance of these too. And then at bedtime, you can use a retinoid. Pore size does increase with sun damage and stuff too, so it's important to use a good sunscreen every single day. So that's a good option for that. Eyelid wrinkles. So I would recommend either Botox or just starting a good eye cream for that. And when I say Botox, I mean any of the neuromodulators. So you could do Jeuveau, Xeomin, Dysport. Any of those are good. Is the Vichy serum sticky? I don't find it sticky at all. This is coming from Lily. I don't think it's sticky. I think it goes on quite nice. Yeah, it goes on pretty smooth and not sticky. So where I was talking about the, you know, the La Roche-Posay ones being a little sticky, I mean, it's super smooth, not sticky at all. It feels almost like I put on like a hyaluronic acid. It's real nice. Rice water good for hair growth? Probably not. Minoxidil is about one of the only FDA proven treatment options for hair loss. So that would be your option there. It is. So Nikela, it is a type of lactic acid. It's ammonium lactate, ammonium lactic acid. Yeah. Let's see here. So yeah. So Dawn says natural option for sunscreen for the face because of allergies. So there's not like there's not like a natural option. I would say for most people you could use a mineral based sunscreen. This is Color Science. So this is pure just zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, and this is a real nice option for people that have sensitive skin. I would recommend trying something like this. Chemical sunscreens do have a risk for allergy, where mineral sunscreens really do not. So I would recommend trying that. And J Dangerous, I haven't used the Revision Skincare Teamine Eye Complex. So. And Rogaine, yeah, can help with hair growth, pretty much anywhere. That's one of the side effects we talk about with Rogaine is like you sometimes can get a little bit of extra hair growth in other areas. So I do lives every Sunday at noon Eastern, and I do new YouTube videos every Thursday at 7 p.m. Remember, this coming Thursday, I'm doing a YouTube video on the order of applying your skincare products, and I'm doing a $275 skincare giveaway on that. It's going to be real easy to enter, so I hope that you guys will subscribe on YouTube, check out the video, and enter that contest. I'm looking forward to giving that stuff away, so check that out. Rose, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like them. But yeah, again, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, so sometimes thanks so much for the sub, Nikala. I'm on all of those platforms, and do have high def video and audio on the Twitch and YouTube, so you can hit me up over there. The chat section's a little bit slower on YouTube and Twitch, so if you're having trouble getting your question answered, that's one benefit. Irene, 7 p.m. Thursday, a new YouTube video is coming out. So I'll post that on Thursday, and then it'll have details on entering the contest there. You guys always ask such great questions. I appreciate you. It makes it so valuable for everybody that's in here. Yep, and you can find me on YouTube just look up SwoleMD or SwoleMD Skincare, and it'll pop up for you. So, and you'll recognize my profile picture. So SwoleMD. So yeah, so I'm happy to I'm happy to have answered all your guys' great questions. Probably gonna have to call it for today, but I appreciate you, and thank you so much for watching. Remember, check out my hundreds of videos on TikTok, and I got a bunch of 3 to 5 minute videos on YouTube too. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. But yeah, have a good one.